Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. We have a loaded show today, so let's give you a rundown of everything we're talking. The New York Giants, they made 4 roster moves today from the practice squad and to releasing a player. We'll break that down. And are the Giants still interested in OBJ? After the plane incident and whatever happened at that Miami airport, are the Giants still interested? We got news on that. Then we're also going to get to the latest injury news on today's show. We got some big news on Daniel Bellinger, Azeez Ojulari. We'll also talk a little bit about Xavier McKinney. Also the offensive line. There could be a shakeup there. We'll talk about that. But first, make sure you are subscribed to the channel because when news and rumors come out about Big Blue, we get you guys a video as fast as we can. We put out videos every single day. We go live every single Wednesday. And we go live for every single game day. So if you're looking for a one-stop shop on YouTube that covers the Giants, this is your channel. Help us get to 20,000 subs. We're right there. If you love the Giants, hit that big red button. Let's first start with the roster moves. The Giants, they did make 4 of them. And they signed these 3 familiar faces back to the Giants practice squad. There's been a lot of shuffling on the Giants practice squad. And it's because the Giants continuously have game day call-ups. I like the way they're using that as a tool to build their roster and make them a better team. Devery Hamilton, he's back. He's been cut a couple times. He's now back. Trenton Thompson, the DB, could play a little safety, could play a little nickel. He's back on the practice squad. And so is a fan favorite, Quincy Roche. I'd like to see him get some minutes and actually some reps with the New York Giants. I think he's a good pass rusher. And if Azeez Ojulari is not going to be able to go, which it sounds like he might be, you may not need Quincy Roche, but if Ojulari is not able to go or another injury happens, Roche would be a good addition. The Giants, they did say goodbye and bring your playbook to one player, and that is Robert Foster. Remember back in the offseason, the Giants free agency was kind of meh, I would say. They didn't really sign. They signed impactful players, just no big names. Remember, Robert Foster was the first player the Giants signed in free agencies, bounced around on practice squads, had a good couple years with the Buffalo Bills when he first came into the NFL, but he is no longer a member of Big Blue. So, game day is right around the corner. We'll get to OBJ and we'll get to the offensive line and more injury news here in a second, but game day's here, and it is a must-win game for the Giants. You're going up against a division team, a team that's also in the playoff hunt. You got to win this game. I'm a mindset guy. I'm getting my mind ready. Type F was, F Washington, F the Commanders, F the Commies, whatever you want to say. Just F them in the comment section. Let's get our mindset right. If you hate the Washington Commanders, go down. You can type F the Commanders, whatever, down in the comment section right now. The latest OBJ news and rumors coming away from that plane incident that he had earlier in the week is that the New York Daily News is reporting that the Giants will still host OBJ for his visit coming up the next couple of days. A lot of people thought that the Giants would back out of their pursuit of Beckham after the little fiasco on the plane. I don't know if he was sick, whatever it was, the medical emergency. He had to be escorted off the plane by police, and it sounds like the Giants are still interested. I would be too. I'm not going to make too much of that incident. Giants need help at receiver. OBJ, he's going to help you out a lot there. The upcoming visits for OBJ is still going to meet with the Giants for 2 days later this week, December 1st and December 2nd. Then he'll meet with the Cowboys on December 5th. He's also expected to meet with the Buffalo Bills later in the week as well. That date is to be determined. 2 days with the Giants, 1 with the Cowboys. But according to Adam Schefter, he made it seem like someone he talked to said it's only going to be the Cowboys. He said, here's what one executive on a team linked to Odell Beckham Jr. said this weekend about a potential landing spot for the free agent wide receiver. Quote, it sounds like it'll be Dallas. If you're in Vegas, your 2-1 favorite is the Cowboys, and everyone else is 5 or 6-1. And I didn't take too much stock in that report. Then I was on Odell Beckham's Twitter the other day, and I just happened to scroll across his likes, and he liked a picture of him in a Dallas Cowboy jersey. So I'm not feeling too good about OBJ signing with the Giants. I don't think it's over. I think it could still happen. Look, he's sleeping over with the Giants on the 1st and the 2nd. Can Joe Shane get it done when Odell is in town? He's going to have to, or else he's going to be wearing a star in his helmet, and I don't know if I can root for that. Thing is, I won't root for that. So I'll ask you, where does OBJ sign? I think it comes down to these 3 teams right here. I want you, the real ones, to sound off. Type NYG for the Giants, DAL for the Dallas Cowboys, or BUF if you think OBJ is going to Buffalo. Sound off in the comments right now. Black Friday might be done. Cyber Monday, still get some deals, but the holiday deals are in full effect, and get them today. Take advantage. Shout out to Fanatics, today's sponsor. When you go to chatsports.com/Giants throwback, they got Daniel Jones. They got Saquon Barkley, Xavier McKinney. A lot of Giants players, and the Giants, they're wearing these throwback jerseys once again this week. Take advantage. The deals, they're not going to last forever, and the jerseys, they will last forever. Get yours today. Chatsports.com/Giants throwback. That link is in the comments and description of today's show. Dan Duggan, the best on the beat, covers the Giants for The Athletic, tweeted this out, said, Brian Daboll said today, this being on Tuesday is today, we will be a full padded practice, a rarity. He said they held a full padded practice back before the Texans game a couple of weeks ago, but Duggan says, I must have missed that because the last full padded practice I noted was in week 3. I like this for the Giants. Get back to what got you to being one of the better teams at the moment in the National Football League. There was a lot of missed tackles, in my opinion, in that Dallas Cowboy game. You're starting the season now. Control your own destiny. That's what you're able to do. Get ready during the week. Have some tough practices because, look, you continue to lose football games like you have 3 out of the last 4, you're not going to make the playoffs. You got 6 games left. You got to go 3-3. 10 wins will get you in. I like the mindset of full padded practice. Get back into a rhythm. Get back into being a solid football team and using the fundamentals as your advantage. I like it from Coach Brian Daboll. On the injury front, big news for the Giants. 3 starters were back at practice today, and Brian Daboll said they are all making progress. Ojulari, Evan Neal, and Daniel Bellinger were back at practice and participating in some sort of capacity. And when he was asked about these 3 players, he said it's looking up and everybody is progressing. We've talked a lot about Ojulari. We know what Evan Neal can bring, and we know he's going to get better and better as he is still just a rookie. But Daniel Bellinger is someone that the Giants have missed, in my opinion, a lot since he's been gone. He's been great in the receiving game, being a check down guy for Daniel Jones. Strong hands over the middle. Outside of that drop back in week 1, he has 152 yards, 2 receiving touchdowns, and 1 rushing TD. But it's what he does as a pass blocker. Through the first 7 weeks of the season, when Daniel Bellinger was on the field, Saquon Barkley was averaging 103 yards per game with Bellinger as his blocking tight end. Through weeks 8 and 12, when Bellinger was out, Saquon's average per game dropped from 103 to 66.5. So adding Bellinger back to this offensive line and the immediate attack on the line of scrimmage is not only going to help out Daniel Jones in this pass game, I think it's going to help get Saquon Barkley back on track. We had some good injury news. Let's get to the bad now. Adoree Jackson, he did not practice today, still dealing with that knee injury. I bet he's still at least 2 or 3 more weeks away. Joshua Ezudu did not practice as well, and Shane Lemieux was out. Brian Daboll was asked about Shane Lemieux because it's the same toe injury he had, which sidelined him for the majority of the year. He said, does he have a future here? Is this something to worry about? He said He said no, he doesn't know if he has a future here, and he said he's trying to do best by the player, and it doesn't sound like to me, from what I took away from Brian Daboll, that Shane Lemieux is going to come back. Gary Brightwell also missed practice due to an illness. I'm just seeing this as I record. Gary Brightwell, the 3rd-string running back, did not practice. So 4 Giants didn't practice today. Brightwell, Jackson, Ezudu, and Lemieux were the guys that did not practice. Also, big news coming out of coming out of practice today. Xavier McKinney told the media and Jordan Renan that he expects to play again this year. And that's newsworthy because earlier in the year, when he did fall off that ATV during the bye week, he said he's not sure if he'll play again this year. He said today he expects to, and he can come off of injured reserve as soon as following the game this weekend against the Washington Commanders. Getting McKinney back would be huge for this defense. I think it's kind of very noticeable, the differences that the Giants have when he's on and off the field. X-Man was playing like a Pro Bowler again this year. It'd be great to see him out there for the final stretch of the season. More injury news. Brian Daboll, with Shane Lemieux out, and Ben Bredesen coming back off IR, and John Feliciano coming back after he missed the game, and you got a healthy Nick Gates. He said he is considering all options on the offensive line, and even mentioned that Nick Gates and John Feliciano could be playing together. So this is what the offensive line looks like. Left guard, it is just crazy right now. Josh Ezudu, he's hurt. Ben Bredesen's just coming off IR. Who knows if he's going to play? It still takes a while to get back into football shape. Shane Lemieux, he's hurt. I bet he's done for the year. Then you have John Feliciano, who was the starter for every week except last week, and Nick Gates, who played really good at the starting center spot. He mentioned that Nick Gates could be the left guard, Feliciano could be the starting center, and it sounds like Evan Neal could be back at the right tackle spot. So you could be looking at a starting offensive line of Andrew Thomas left tackle, Nick Gates left guard, John Feliciano at center, Mark Lewinsky at the right guard spot, and Evan Neal on the opposite side of Andrew Thomas. That's what I would like to see. I think Nick Gates deserves to play. I don't know if I take him off of the center spot, but if he goes to center, I don't know. If Bredesen's ready to go, I'd put Bredesen at left guard and Gates at center. But I don't know if we can expect too much off Bredesen after coming off of injured reserve. That is all the injury news that we have today. So I want to ask you guys, seriously, be honest with me. Don't just say the Giants because you're a Giants fan. Be honest and be objective. Who do you got this week? Because Vegas has Washington. They got Washington as the favorites, even though the Giants are going to be at home. I'm rolling with the G-Men. I think it's a must-win. You lose this week, it's not going to be good going forward and as you try to make a legit playoff push. So answer this. Who do you got this week? Who's going to win the game? Type NYG for the Giants, WAS for the Washington Commanders. Big game. Must win. December football's here. You lose games in December, you're not going to be playing into January and February. That is just as simple as it gets. I think the Giants win this one. They got to come out fast. Can't be a second-half team. Got to be a first-half team. Got to be a four-quarter team. Let's see if they could do that. They were good in the first half against Dallas, bad in the second half against Dallas. Let's put together a 60-minute football game, and we could beat Washington. Appreciate you tuning in. We'll have a video tomorrow. We'll be live as well. If you made it this far, go down in the comments and type real one.